Hey everyone, welcome back. Johnny B here with devslopes.com, and we're going to continue on with our chat app. In the last lesson, we created this function that retrieves all of the channels from our API, and so now let's actually do something with it. All right, we're gonna actually display in our table view in the channel VC view controller these channels. All right, so let's get started. First thing we're gonna do is we're going to start out with our custom cell. All right, so here in view, I'm going to right click and say new file, and we're going to do a Cocoa Touch class, and it is a subclass of UI table view cell, and the class is going to be called channel cell. Okay, then press next and create. All right, here we go. Now let's go ahead and go to main.storyboard, and let's set the class of our prototype cell to, and let's just wait for the background to kick in here. There we go. All right, so with the table view cell selected, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Table view cell selected, open up our right pane, and look at our identity inspector and change the class to channel cell. And then here in the attributes inspector, we need to give it a reuse identifier. So we're going to say channel cell. All right, I'm going to save that, and then open up our assistant editor with the channel cell selected. So holding Option, I'm going to click on channel cell.swift, and then we can drag into our channel cell an IB outlet for our channel label. Okay, so I'm going to hold Control and drag in here, and this I'm going to call channel name. All right, I'm going to say connect. And then let's go ahead and go back to our standard editor and go into our channel cell.swift. And let's go ahead and take a look at our mockups. So if we come down here, let's see. Yes, right here. Okay, so it doesn't show here, but when we select it, we want to be able to have a light white background. So showing that it's selected. And then looks pretty plain. All we got to do is make sure that we pass into our configure cell function the right name. So let's go ahead and do that. So first off, let's go ahead and do the set selected. Okay, so you see here it comes with a function called set selected, and it says here configure the view for the selected state. So basically that means what does the view look like for any of the rows in the table view that are selected. And so what we're going to do is we're going to say if selected, then we're going to set the background layer to a white with a low opacity. So we're going to say self.layer.background color is equal to UI color, and the UI color that we're going to do a let's see here, this guy right here, so a white and alpha. So it says initializes and returns a color object using the specified opacity and grayscale values. Oops, I didn't actually select it. Let's go back down here again, right here. Okay, so the white we're going to set at 1, the highest white value, and the alpha we're going to set at a pretty low opacity, so it'll be quite transparent at 0.2. And then else, if it's not selected, then we are going to say self.layer.background color is equal to UI color.clear.cg color. All right, there we go. So now we have that taken care of. So whenever we have a channel selected, then we'll have a nice indicator that is being selected. It'll look real good. All right, so now we got to do our what do we got going on here? Oh, I forgot to set this as a CG color. There we go. All right, so now we're going to do our configure cell function. So I'm going to say configure cell, and we are going to pass into this function a channel object. Okay, so I'm going to say channel and channel. All right, and what are we going to do with this channel? Well, we're just going to grab the title from it and set our IB outlet for the channel name to that title. So I'm going to say let title equal channel.channel title. And then just to be safe, we are going to use the no coalescing to say if you can't find the value there, then just return an empty string. And then we can say channel name. Uh-oh, I just realized that I accidentally drug over an NS layout constraint. Dang it. So, all right, let me delete this. And real quick, gonna delete this IB outlet. This is a good chance to show you how to delete IB outlets and IB actions that you may accidentally add. So you can delete it from right here, but then in main.storyboard, you also need to be sure to delete it here. So then right here, if we right click, then you'll see right here, there's a little yellow warning. And so you can get rid of that by clicking right there. Okay, there we go. So now I'm going to open up with option. I'm going to open up the channel cell view so that we can actually set up the correct IB outlet. So this time I'm going to make sure I'm going to grab it from right here, this label right here. So I'm going to drag over and say channel name. There we go. Make sure that's a UI label this time. I'm going to go back to our standard editor, go into channel cell, and now we can say channel name dot text is equal to title. All right, and that's all we need for now in the configure cell. I'm going to save this, and now we're ready to go into our channel VC and yeah, start really cranking out those TableView methods that we need. But first off, looks like we need an outlet, and then we'll put in the protocols. So holding option, again, I'm going to click on main.storyboard to open our assistant editor. And then clicking on TableView, I am control dragging over and releasing and naming this TableView. And this is an outlet, and connect it. And go back to our standard editor. And here we go, we're going to add our protocols. So remember, we have to conform to UI TableView delegate and UI TableView data source. And then here in view.did_load under the super, we're going to say TableView.delegate is equal to self, and TableView.data source is equal to self. All right, so we got that down. And now it's going to tell us that we need to conform to these protocols right here. So let's do that. Down here at the bottom, what are the methods that we need? Do you remember? We need to know how many sections there are. We need to know how many rows are in the section, and we need to have a function that sets up the cells for us. All right. So that top one is called cell for row at index path. There we go. And so right here, right off the bat, since we already went through the work of setting up the custom cell and the reuse identifier and everything, we can just jump right into it, and we can say if let cell is equal to TableView.dequeue reusable cell with identifier, and that identifier, remember, whoops, I don't like how it does that now. And that identifier is channel cell for index path. Okay, and we're going to cast that as a channel cell. Okay, I'm going to close this bottom pane and give us some more room down here. Okay, then we are going to create a variable for the specific channel that we want to pass into it. So we're going to say let channel, and this channel is going to come from our message service array of channels. Okay. So we're going to say let channel equal message service.instance.channels, and the specific channel is whichever channel corresponds to the index path that we are currently in the table view. And so that's going to be index path.row. All right, and then we're going to call the configure cell. I'm going to say cell.configure cell, and we're going to pass in that channel right there. And then we're going to return cell. If for some reason we are unable to return or dequeue a cell, we're going to just return an empty UI table view cell. All right, and that should do it. Next up, we need to know how many sections and number of rows in that section. So I'm going to say number of sections, and we just want 1, and then number of rows in section, and that is going to be however many channels there are in the message service. So message service.instance.channels.count. All right, perfect. And I think that's pretty much all we need for the table view. We're going to build this, see if we missed anything. And we got a build successful, so that's good. And I'm going to go ahead and run this right now. We're still not going to see anything because we haven't called the function to download the cells or download the channels yet, I don't think. Actually, maybe do we still have that one in channel VC? Are we downloading them in channel VC maybe? Or I'm sorry, chat VC. Oh, so we do download it in chat VC, so this might actually work. Let's see here. I'm gonna come over here and oh, hey, yeah. So there we go. So I had forgotten that we had this function here in the chat VC, which was to actually download the channels. And so there you go. And if we select one, that's not quite what we want for the for that view. But I mean, yeah, it's pretty close. Let's go ahead and check out what's wrong here. Ah, I know what I forgot. So back here in the storyboard, if you select table and then on your channel cell here under selection, this should be none. All right, so let's go ahead and run that again. And click over here. And oh yeah, that looks snazzy. That looks real good. Very, very cool. All right, so looks like we need a couple of things. We need the hashtag, and I think this guy actually needs some constraints. Let's see, does it already have constraints here on the label? Yeah, label looks, constraints look good actually. All right, so let's go back to our channel cell, and this guy right here. We need to do some string interpolation, so hashtag, and then title. There we go. All right, run that. All right, and there we go. All right. Well, that looks real good. You guys happy with that? Feeling pretty good? I think it looks good. All right, so congratulations. It's starting to look like a chat app. You know, don't got much right here, but yeah, I mean, if you open this up and compare that to like Slack, I mean, this is looking pretty good. And we have our profile, we have, you know, pretty much, we're able to log in, we're able to create users. Now we're showing our channels. Yeah, so we're making great progress, and it's only going to get better and better from here on out. So hope you're excited for that. And yeah, so we're going to finish off here by adding and committing. So I'm going to say git add dot git commit dash m. This has been lesson 20, and I'll see you all in the next one.